All right, guys, it's time for the weekly three, and let's go ahead, not waste any time. Let's go ahead and get started. Number three this week, Vince McMahon's company has been the target of a few lawsuits during the company's existence. One lawsuit was recently thrown out by a judge, which is great news for the WWE because that fan wanted $500 billion. A district judge in Florida has dismissed a lawsuit filed against the WWE. According to Heel by Nature, this complaint was thrown out on January 29th and deemed frivolous. The judge said it would be a waste of public funds to carry on. The lawsuit alleged that the WWE uses sorcery to degrade millions of viewers with their television broadcast. It claimed emotional distress, cruel and unusual punishment, and discrimination in the filing. I know sometimes watching Raw it feels like cruel and unusual punishment, but Sonny, do you think that the WWE uses sorcery?
I'd like to know what kind of sorcery this is. Wow, that's pretty far-fetched. That's crazy.
I'm anxious I'd like to find out all the different attempted lawsuits that has come up against the WWE, because this one was obviously a real thing. Somebody was trying to push this. You know what I mean?
Oh my!
I don't think they use sorcery.
Class action suit against like Days of Our Lives for Stefano Romero and all that good stuff too, or what?
Oh my!
All right, let's keep it moving, friends. Number two, according to F4W Online, Christian was secretly cleared for a return to action. It was previously thought that his in-ring career was over, just like Edge's. Christian is expected to wrestle more often now. Tommy, who would you like to see Christian face in the WWE?
Oh man, there's a whole bunch of names. Wouldn't mind see him and Edge. I think that would be a good one.
Old head versus an old head. You're supposed to use the old heads to get the young heads over, remember?
Well, look who you talking to. I got, I know a little bit about booking.
Kenny Dunn says the sorcery is having people watch every week. You're right, Kenny.
Yeah.
I guess. But I think we're just glutton for punishment sometimes.
This Jay, too. Is this your buddy, John? Do you know who this guy is?
Yeah, Jay's a great guy, man. He's a lot of fun.
Well, he says that sorcery is when my wife filled the DVR with Teen Mom 2 and 90 Day Fiance. Hey, I'm with you, bro. My wife also likes to put on that damn My 600-Pound Life.
Jay's a great guy. If you really want to hear the Teen Mom stories about what he actually says to his wife, I'll have to get him on my show one day, or maybe we could get him a clip here, because Jay's good enough to be a stand-up comedian, and his stories about Teen Mom are pretty epic.
So what you're saying is like me, he's full of shit.
Maybe. I don't know. He is my friend and neighbor, so some people might tell you I'm full of shit. So
well, you said that he could do stand-up comedy, and to do stand-up comedy, you got to be full of shit.
Yeah, he's funny enough to do stand-up comedy, no doubt about it. I'm putting him over
Tommy,
here.
back to what you was saying, old buddy. Edge versus Christian would be good.
Mm-hmm. Or Randy Orton.
You don't need the Randy Orton. I don't know. Anybody else got any suggestions for Christian?
Big E, they're kind of pushing the feud with him and Big E a little bit, because he's going to come back. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be Big E and Christian, I think is the way they're going to go with it from what I heard. So, which could be an interesting way to put it over more.
I've never been a fan of Strickland anyway. Didn't he wrestle in Impact for a little while, Sonny?
He did.
Yeah, I thought so.
And it was pretty good. I got to see him live with Impact, actually. And it was pretty funny because it was right after he left the WWE. And this guy went up to him at the concession stand and was like, "You're nothing without Edge." And it was so funny.
Did Christian bury him, or did he just take it?
He just stood there and took it. Wow. And it was crazy. But I mean, I think that's something Christian's dealt with a lot in his career, unfortunately.
I'm sorry. Christian, in my opinion, he's the Marty Jannetty of that group.
Mm-hmm.
even though he's went farther than Marty Jannetty did, obviously. But when you're comparing Edge and Christian's Marty Jannetty, just like Devon Dudley is Marty Jannetty.
Yep.
I got one for you though. Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy. Who's Marty Jannetty?
I think they're equal. I think they sit on the same plane.
This ain't a perfect world. This ain't a perfect world, John. You got to pick one. They're not equal.
I'm going to go with Matt Hardy. I think Matt Hardy is an all-around better performer than Jeff. I think he's a much better promo. I think he's more creative in a lot of ways. Yeah, Jeff can do the flips and flops, but let's be honest. If you've seen one Jeff Hardy match, you've seen them all.
Right, you're right. Matt Hardy's definitely more versatile.
Keep that shirt on.
Tell you something.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say the same thing. Thank you, John.
And Jeff is a little more unreliable as well. And I mean, that would put him in the Jannetty category.
Hey, you remember that time in Impact, Sonny, when he come out to the ring and embarrassed Sting and the whole company?
That was so bad.
That was really bad.
That was so bad.
I think
he
that might
so
be.
High.
Oh, it was. I think that may have been, as long as I've been watching wrestling, the most obvious, most horrible thing on live TV, other than, obviously Owen Hart dying, but you didn't see that. I still to this day don't know why, who the hell give him the green light, and Gorilla's like, all right, Jeff, go ahead, buddy.
Eric Bischoff did.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Bischoff
Eric
did?
Bischoff did.
Bischoff told him to go out the curtain.
The story, he's told it on 83 Weeks before. The story is they couldn't find him for hours, and Jeff was passed out underneath the bleachers or something back in the place for so long. And they tried to sober him up enough, but he was so messed up. And Bischoff admits it was one of the biggest mistakes he ever made was to send him out. And when he saw how bad it was when he got out in the ring is when he stopped it.
Well, Eric Bischoff sucks.
He couldn't walk. I mean, they had to do something because that was the main event.
Hey, just get on the stick and be like, hey, Jeff fell in a pothole and can't come to the ring. Or something.
He fell in a pothole.
It was so awkward for Sting, too. Like, he's standing there like, what do I do? Like,
right. The crowd was chanting, this is bullshit. Sting's leaving. He's like, I know. I agree.
Yeah.
Real quick before we move on, Jeremy Robinson said Christian is way better than Jannetty. I agree, he is, Jeremy, but when you're comparing the two, he is the Marty Jannetty of the group. You can't tell me he's not. He said Christian has the charisma. He's Captain Charisma, by the way, and the mic skills. He isn't that bad in the ring. WWE could have easily pushed him if they pushed The Miz. You're right, but all I was saying is he is the Marty Jannetty of the tag team. And if you tell me otherwise, then you're a damn fool. The way I'm comparing it right there. I'm just saying. What, Tommy?
The cool thing about Christian, he made a appearance on Impact on like a Slammiversary when he was the IC champ. That was kind of awkward because it was one of those trade things. WWE needed Flair. Flair was at Impact at the time, so they did a switch. So they got Flair for Christian for one weekend for the Hall of Fame and the Slammiversary show.
I did not know that, Tommy.
Mm-hmm.
All this Impact tonight. Sonny's bringing the Impact over to the show. I like it. She's bringing some playbook.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wasted all my.
I remember some Impact.
Wasted all my precious time on that bullshit. Number one, let's go back home, if you will. Number one, John Cena will not be making a WrestleMania appearance this year due to travel restrictions in Canada. He is currently there shooting for his role in the HBO series Peacemaker. He said they will be there shooting until July. This will break an amazing streak of 18 years in a row that John Cena has been at WrestleMania. My question for you, Mr. Wangland, do you think this is a swerve? Do you think we will see John Cena in some fashion at WrestleMania?
Absolutely. He's pulling a swerve here. This is going to be some type of surprise they're going to do. They're going to find a way to make it work for John Cena to come there. WrestleMania without Cena, whether you like him or not, he's going to have some type of role on this show, no doubt about it.
Sonny, if your damn country leaves or don't bring John Cena back down for Mania, I'm gonna be madder than hell. From what
I don't think it has anything to do with our travel restrictions.
From what I read earlier, I didn't read the whole thing just now because I was trying to save time. But what I read earlier, John Cena said he can't do it because of the strict travel restrictions in Canada. Says that if he comes back in the country, even with a negative COVID test, he still has to self-quarantine for 2 weeks before he can go back to work filming this movie, and he said, or this TV show, and he said that they're already pushed back to July, so he can't prolong it anymore. So, do you think that's fair, or do you think that's bullshit, Sonny?
Well, I think it's definitely fair to quarantine if you're traveling.
What if you have a negative, positive? What if you come back, get tested, you're negative? You still got to self-quarantine?
Absolutely. I mean, we
had
someone.
Why? Tell me why.
We had someone that tested negative before they got on a plane. Got on a plane in Toronto, came to our community, which is really isolated and small, and in that time frame, they picked up COVID.
So what you're trying to say is you're like Samuel L. Jackson over there. I'm tired of this motherfucking COVID on this motherfucking plane. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely. Our travel is definitely not restricted. It's definitely something up here that has been quite a problem with the people because we are on lockdown and we have curfews and people are allowed to come freely with travel. So he's full of shit.
Jeremy Robinson says, incubation period, John. He also says, thank God, keep putting Cena in movies I won't watch so I don't have to see him wrestle. I like Cena.
His movies aren't that bad that he's been doing recently, though. Like, some of them are pretty funny.
What was the movie he did where he beer bonged a beer in his ass? He was like a parent.
Yeah, the one about something with, there were a bunch of parents in it, right?
Yeah, it was hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did the fireman in the last one, like this ultra serious fireman that was kind of like playing his own role that had to watch these kids. It was really funny shit. Like, he's gotten much better.
Well, I just want to point out, too, that his wife is from Canada and she lives in BC. So is that a factor in this if we're being...
Could be.
If we're taking this for what it is?
Could be.
I want to say that they're working us because John Cena in WrestleMania, like I said, for the last 18 years, he's been there. And, even if it's just, coming out and pulling the head of his wiener out of the bottom of his shorts and going back to the locker room, I don't care. I just want to see him in some fashion on the show. Speaking of pulling wieners out, Mr. Wangland, didn't you tell us Meat Sauce leader Peckerhead was going to talk some shit this week?
Sauce. All right, so here's how this works. Last couple of weeks, you guys did the Virgil segment. Virgil was not happy about what you had to say about him. So Virgil, in typical Virgil form, is he wants payment to be able to come on any of these shows. So you know what I did? I even happily obliged, and I showed you guys this, and I bought a cameo with Virgil so he could respond to you because he doesn't do anything for free. He is the leader of the friggin' Meat Sauce Mafia.
Oh,
this guy didn't even do the cameo and took my money, and eventually I'll get it back, but he didn't even do the cameo. I don't know if you pissed him off so much, if he pulled a Virgil on me, whatever it is, but Virgil, I don't want to be a member of the Meat Sauce Mafia no more. And this is a shoot, man. This is 100% the truth. I bought it for fun and for shits and giggles, and I can't imagine Virgil is doing so many cameos he couldn't do it. You guys must have really pissed him off, or he wanted to teach us a lesson. Don't give Virgil money in advance.
Don't give me that half up front bullshit.
Wow.
Jeremy Robinson.
Lesson learned.
Yeah, and it wasn't like it was a cheap cameo either. It was $69.
Wow.
You know how much crack he bought with that?
Well, if you look at his cameo videos that are actually on there that he does, it looks like he's doing them with Vampiro
This Virgil from the WWF.
Army.
I'm telling Mike to make sure a TV show with the thing on it, and I'm Virgil. Meat sauce. That's it, pretty much. Jeremy Robinson says cock blockers. That was the movie. Thank you, sir.
What?
Yeah, it was called
Blockers was
Blocker.
the John Cena movie.
Oh,
Yep.
I'd say it wasn't nothing about me. So anyway.
We ain't blocking you, chicken. Kenny Dunn says that John Cena needs to hang it up like The Undertaker finally did. I mean, John Cena can still go in there and,
Yeah.
Undertaker realistically was there 10 years longer than he should have been. I'm okay with seeing 10 years of bullshit from John Cena at WrestleMania once a year.
I was going to say, you used one word there 4 times when you read that thing, and that was break. And you know one thing it won't break if he doesn't show up?
The bank?
My heart.
Oh. So you don't care if John Cena's there or not?
No.
You're such a hater. I bet you don't like Roman Reigns either, do you?
No.
It's fucking great. You can't tell me Roman Reigns' heel work in the last 6 months with Paul Heyman. It's not amazing.
You know what? You was drawing heat with my buddy up in Ohio, this Chris Morgan up there about some Roman Reigns stuff there a couple weeks ago because I got a text about it.
He don't like Roman Reigns either, or he do?
No, she don't know.
Oh, well, she
No,
is wrong too, Tommy.
Oh, okay.
Tommy's just mad because he can't be the head of the table like Roman.
That's what it is. You want to sit at my
Yeah.
table, Tommy, with my belt? Sit there.
Right. I hear you.
My buddy got me that belt. Now he's trying to tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah, try to tell you you're wrong. I am telling you wrong. Ain't no try to it, big boy.
Oh, you're right. You did tell me. I got some pretty cool news. I figured it'd be kind of cool to share with you guys here on the Ramble. Our Royal Ramble Twitter just got followed by Fight TV. How fucking awesome is that?
Awesome.
Nice.
And we didn't have to pay $69 for meat sauce for that one.
Goddamn right, I'm telling you, man. Fucking Virgil.
Uh-oh, here's Chris. Oh, there's your buddy. She says, no, I'm not. It's getting old.
That's right, yeah. He's right, yeah.
But the heel Roman Reigns is what people clamored for years. And then you get it and you still don't like it? Who else is going to be, figuratively speaking, the head of the table of SmackDown, Tommy? Kevin Owens? Get in the fucking gym. Who else?
Hey.
Wait a minute. It worked for Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah, it did. Okay. Other than Kevin Owens, who else you got on SmackDown? Help me out here. Who's the head should be the head of the table, Tommy? I'm waiting.
Sting.
Wow.
Sting, let's
Sting.
bring back Sting.
Sting.
Let's get Triple H in here. Triple H can do it.
Yeah.
You know, I just realized.
Jay Uso.
Jay Uso. Well, here's some. Here's what I think is going to happen, Tommy. I think that your tribal chief, Roman Reigns, is going to hold that championship belt until WrestleMania 39 when it goes to L.A. And he's going to face The Rock. And The Rock's going to put him over. I'm telling you, Roman Reigns is the guy. Just like John Cena was the guy 19 years ago. Roman Reigns is the guy right now, whether you like it or not. I'm trying to argue with you, but you're not giving me nothing to argue with. John, help me out
Well, they
here.
ain't got nobody.
I'm up and down on Roman Reigns.
What, Tommy?
I'm up and down on Roman Reigns. I've liked a lot of what he's done, though. I like the feud he had with Kevin Owens. I thought it was the best feud that he's had in a long time. I thought it was really good. I got to give KO some props. Yeah, he's not the best-looking guy out there. He doesn't have that typical jacked-up body. I've knocked him on it before, but he delivers week after week, too. He's a solid, one of the best feuds that he's had. And they got to bring some more people over there to build up for Roman. I don't think he's holding on to it that long, John, but I think
I don't either. I'm just talking shit.
Oh, yeah, I know. I think he's going to be holding on to it for the foreseeable future, though, and he's going to be the centerpiece of SmackDown, Tommy, whether we like it or not. It's gonna happen, and he is doing some really good work too.
Yeah,
Kevin Owens. I've loved Kevin Owens for years, but you know what my problem with Kevin Owens is the same thing that the WWE has been doing to wrestlers for the last 15 years. This on again, off again booking, the start and stop shit. I'm sorry. I like my wrestling to, be as realistic as possible. It's still real to me, damn it. You know what I'm saying? And this is like the whole thing. I think we talked about it last week on the show. The whole thing with Jinder Mahal. I felt like that was a slap in the face from the get-go.
Oh yeah.
Which I know they did it because
of the good heel.
What's that?
Jinder would be a good heel over there.
Sure, he would be. But the problem is the WWE ruined it for me.
Mm-hmm.
And who have they been behind for the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years, Tommy? And have they who have they continued to book strong for the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years, Tommy?
Besides Cena and Rollins.
I'm madder than hell, Tommy. I ain't gonna take it anymore.
He took the damn wig off now.
I would say he already flipped his lid. He must be kind of mad.
Just don't be ripping that shirt and hulking up on us and shit here, okay?
Look, I ain't putting that on Facebook. We'll get banned.
I was going to say, he just has to flex and he'll rip again.